I've been talking with a lot of you about Amare, and I'm so happy that there have been so many of you who have been excited to try the products and have had some great success. But I wanted to hop on here because while I've talked to many of you who have been excited, there have also been many people who have been skeptical and have even used the term pyramid scheme. And I'll admit, when I first heard about network marketing and MLM companies, I thought the same thing. And honestly, the very first company I ever joined truly was a pyramid scheme. Basically, it was a company where no matter how hard I tried, I was one of thousands of people who could never advance or make enough money for it to become my job. And even when I went to a conference where I was hoping to learn more about the company and get some training, it was literally 3 hours of standing ovations and people talking only about how great the company was. And then on top of it, there were only about 20 people at the very top of the company who were actually successful and wealthy. But needless to say, I considered throwing in the towel and forgetting the network marketing thing. But here's why I decided to give it a second look, and I hope you'll join me in this. I had spent my entire working career searching for my dream job since the time I was 15, and I hated that I could never find a job that was truly fulfilling. And I've talked to many people who've told me, well, you just suck it up and you just do it. There are days when you like your job and days that you don't. And while that may be true, I've always struggled with this fact. I believe that all of us were created with unique talents, skills, gifts, but many of us never fully live in our full potential because we settle for 30 years in a job that's unfulfilling. And I believe that we're blessed when we choose to do jobs that we want to do. And I've shared this with many of you, but one of my biggest fears is getting to the end of my life, going to heaven and standing before the Lord and saying, but God, I worked really hard my entire life. And Him saying, yes, but I gave you skills and talents, and you had so many opportunities, but you didn't tap into the things I had planned for you. And that makes me really sad. And so when I stumbled into network marketing, I was at a place where I was unhappy going to work every day because I was working for somebody else's passions in an environment that was toxic, overly stressful, and it made me feel really defeated to think that I would have to spend the next 30 years where I didn't have the freedom that I wanted for my life. So from there, I decided to try a different MLM, and luckily the next company was extremely different. My success and my money was based completely on my efforts, and I was able to advance and move up within the company while working with a group of people who were extremely supportive and willing to offer me straight training in order to help my success. And in the long run, that company led me to where I am today. You know, life is all about opportunities. One job experience opens the door to another, which ultimately leads you to the place you want to be. And I was offered this opportunity with Amare, and it has been one of the best decisions I've ever made. I finally have the freedom to work from home, and I've been able to have a very stress-free pregnancy. I'm also excited to have the time to raise my children without having to worry about our finances. And I have the freedom to work when I want. And for the first time in my life, I have coworkers that I feel are like a second family because everyone is so happy and supportive. So back to the pyramid scheme thing. If you think about it, some of the most successful companies in the world all started with one person who had an initial idea, who got their friends involved, who got their friends involved, who got their friends involved. And it all involved marketing, networking. So when you compare companies like Microsoft, Google, Amazon to companies like Amare, there's really not a huge difference in the growth model other than the fact that you have a network marketing company versus a giant corporation. But think about it this way. If you were to work for Google with no experience, you would start out at the very bottom, but you would still have the opportunities to advance and improve as you gained experience within the company. MLMs like Amare work very similarly. Every person comes in with the exact same opportunities to advance, and that's the difference between a good network marketing company versus a pyramid scheme. If you come into the company at the very bottom and still have the same opportunities as everyone else to make the income that you want, you have a legitimate business. The biggest difference though between a big corporation like Amazon versus a network marketing company is that with Amazon, you have to wait for those opportunities to open up and present themselves. Whereas with network marketing, you can decide to put more energy into your business and make more money, or you can take time off. For example, I'm about to have a baby, in case you weren't aware, and I have the power to work as much or as little as I choose while I'm adjusting to this new stage of life. Obviously, network marketing is a very entrepreneurial field, and not everyone will want to build a full business, and that's completely okay. However, studies show that the average family who goes bankrupt is only $200 a month short in their finances. And if having a side job in network marketing is enough to earn an extra $200 a month, would you do it? In Amare, that would be the equivalent of having just a handful of friends, family, coworkers who want to take the products, and all you're doing is sharing how they've worked for you. So every network marketing company is different. You have to decide what works for you. Maybe Amare works. If it doesn't, find something else. But I definitely highly recommend network marketing as a way to have just a little extra income coming in each month. And truly, like I say, there are companies that are those pyramid schemes, but if you can find a really good company, it's worth it if you can have a little extra income each month. So obviously, this is something that I'm really passionate about, and if you have questions, I would love to answer those questions for you. I'm not going to try and get you to sign up. I'm not going to pressure you into anything, but I definitely think that network marketing is a great way to make an income and make some extra money that you might not be able to do otherwise. So hope that answers some questions. Like I say, shoot me a message if you have any questions, and yeah, I'll see you guys around.